Maharaj. Hari Bol. So Maharaj is preaching in Latin America. Maharaj is known for his erudition. And of course, he is one of the most glorious disciples of his divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, our beloved founder Acharya. And Maharaj is traveling, preaching, educating, inspiring so many hundreds and thousands and millions of devotees. And today he has taken out his precious time for the devotees in ISKCON Dwarka. So we are feeling very, very fortunate in the divine association, in his divine presence. So let's pay our heartiest gratitude and welcome to Maharaj by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. His Holiness Guru Prasad Swami Maharaj ji ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
I just want to make sure that the person knows I did that.
Oh, that's okay. We will communicate to him.
Okay.
No problem. Yes, yes.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Punjabi Hari Jaya Radha Madhava Punjabi Hari Vijana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Punjabi Hari Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Go Bhakta Vinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Gaura Hari Bo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Paribhajagacharya Astotar Sisimhar Abhaya Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Shri Prabhupada ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai Gaur Premanandi. All glory to the Sambhati devotees, all glory to the Sambhati devotees, all glory to the Sambhati devotees, all glory to Shri Guru, Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, it's a pleasure to be here again in Sri Dwarka Dham and breathing the nice, fresh Delhi air. No. So I hope that I can say something that will be of some meaning to all of you. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 27th chapter, text number 12. Yata jalasta abhasa stalastena vadishyate swabhasena tata suryo Jalastena divistita Yata jalasta abhasa Stalastena vadvishyate Swabhasena tata suryo Jalastena divistita Tata jalasta abhasa Stalastena vadrishyati Swabhasena tata suryo Jalastena divistita. Jalastena divistita Yavaka Alasena Vadishati Sabhasena Tata Suryo Jalasthena Divistita Yavasa Vena Tata Suryo Jalastena Divistita Vaishnavis Dajalasta Navasa Thalastena Satichati Avasena Tatantidev Jalastena Divistita Yata as Jalastha situated on water. Abhasa a reflection. Sthalastena situated on the wall. Avadrishyate is perceived. Swa abhasena by its reflection. Tata in that way. Surya the sun. Jalastena situated on the water. Divi in the sky. Stita situated. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. The presence of the Supreme Lord can be realized just as the sun is realized first as a reflection on water and again as a second reflection on the wall of a room, although the sun itself is situated in the sky. Everyone could please repeat. The presence of the Supreme Lord can be realized just as the sun is realized first as a reflection on water, and again as a second reflection on the wall of a room, although the sun itself is situated in the sky. Purport. The example given herewith is perfect. The sun is situated in the sky, far, far away from the surface of the earth, but its reflection can be seen in a pot of water in the corner of a room. The room is dark, and the sun is far away in the sky, but the sun's reflection on the water illuminates the darkness of the room. A pure devotee can realize the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in everything by reflection of his energy. In the Vishnu Purana, it is stated that as the presence of fire is understood by heat and light, so the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although one without a second, is perceived everywhere by the diffusion of his different energies. It is confirmed in the Ishopanishad that the presence of the Lord is perceived everywhere by the liberated soul, just as the sunshine and the reflection can be perceived everywhere, although the sun is situated far away from the surface of the globe. Om Jnana-timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Vichaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Tadati Swaparantikam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastyatya Rishatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this example is very appropriate for understanding how we present Krishna consciousness. Because how we present Krishna consciousness, just like how does Krishna present Krishna consciousness? First, by explaining about the difference between the body and the soul. One time Srila Prabhupada was, I can't remember if he was in France or somewhere else, but one French professor came to see Srila Prabhupada, and he said, so Swamiji, please tell me about the esoteric pastimes of Radha and Krishna. And Prabhupada said, who are you? I am Professor so-and-so. Prabhupada said, no, who are you? And so he thought Prabhupada didn't understand his accent. You can tell him, he said to one devotee, you can tell I am Professor so-and-so. And the devotee said, oh, he understands. He was a little bewildered. Yes, Swami, so I want to know about Radha and Krishna. He said, Prabhupada said, we are not interested in Radha and Krishna. Who are you? No. And then he was just totally bewildered, and Prabhupada said, you are spirit soul, not this body. Until you understand who you are, there is no question of Radha and Krishna. Just like sometimes people very sentimentally, they speak about Radha Krishna, like it's popular in this region of India to chant Gopi Gita, but they have not realized they're not this body and chanting Gopi Gita. No. So that means that they're not understanding the gopis. No. Just like today, is it appearance or disappearance? Nimbaka. Appearance? So today is the appearance day of Nimbarka Acharya, who represents the Kumaras in the line of disciplic succession. So he, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that each of the Acharyas represented two aspects of the Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. So Nimbarka, he represents the two understandings. One, that we should worship Srimati Radharani, and two, that the gopis of Vrindavan are the highest devotees. Although he didn't have complete knowledge, or let's say he didn't express complete knowledge of the... So this is a very elevated understanding. Actually, it's the only sampradaya other than the Gaudiya Vaishnava sampradaya where there's really understanding of Radha, Krishna, and the gopis. And the other acharyas, Madhva, he represents defeating the Mayavad philosophy and worshipping the deity of Krishna. And Vishnu Swami, understanding that Krishna is the only worshipable Lord, and that we should follow, ultimately we should follow Raga Marga. And Ramanuja Acharya for Janakarmadjanavritam, for seeing that bhakti is beyond all knowledge and all renunciation and all material activities, and establishing the service to the Vaishnavas, service to the devotees. So each acharya, and then all of that was included in the philosophy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually said that Nimbarka, just a little history here, Nimbarka, when he was young, very young, he was a young Brahmin, and one sannyasi came to his house, and he prepared the food, but it was a little late, so the sun was going down, and so the sannyasi said, "Oh, I cannot eat because sannyasi should not eat after sundown." And so Nimbarka said, "No, the sun is still up. just see above this neem tree, And so he looked, and even though he saw the sun go down, there was the sun. And so he realized that Nimbarka had such great mystical powers. So he said, because he saw the sun in the sky, like it says here in the verse, he named him Nimbaditya, or he whose sun is seen through the neem tree. And then his name became Nimbarka. So, actually Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that he was worshipping Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva revealed to him, one day appeared to him, and said, actually, I worship the Supreme Lord. And therefore, nearby in a forest, the 4 Kumaras have appeared. You should go find them. He was very excited. And so he went looking in the forest, calling out the Kumaras, and then he saw this refulgence, and he saw the 4 Kumaras. And then Sanaka, he spoke to him, and he said, so the Lord has revealed to us that you should understand the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In our Sampradaya, we worship Radha and Krishna. And so I will initiate you. And Sanat actually initiated him. And then you will be, and then Radha Krishna will be revealed to you. So he got initiated. And then Radha and Krishna appeared before him. And they said that in this age of Kali, we will come in a very special form. We will combine together. And then they combined together as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him that now you have come before me as other acharyas have come before me to complete, to give one aspect of what I will teach. And he gave them that. You will speak about, since you have seen Srimati Radharani, you will speak about Radha and Krishna, and you will give people the understanding that the gopis are not simply village girls, but they are the highest devotees in this world. So until we understand this basic knowledge, we cannot understand Radha and Krishna. So this verse, it says, there are 3 aspects. The sun in the pot of water, and the reflection on the wall. So we see things in the opposite direction. We see the reflection on the wall. Someone may see some light reflected on the wall, as Srila Prabhupada explains here. And then you think, where is the light coming from? The sun is being reflected in a pot of water. And then you see the sun, then you see the reflection of the sun, you say the sun must be there. So this is the logic that is applied to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. First, we perceive that there is prana, there is life within us. This is also explained in the 2nd canto. A very nice example is given. It says, if you want to follow the neti process, this is what the jnanis do. So this is what you should do. You say, so who am I? Am I the arm? No, you can cut off the arm and I'm still there. Am I the leg? No, you can cut off the leg and I'm still there. No. Am I the brain? Well, you can't cut off the brain. But Prabhupada said one time, in Kali Yuga, no one has a brain. So I'm not the brain. No. That's a nice story that Prabhupada, in 1975, 74, 75, our movement was being attacked in Europe and US, saying that we were a cult. We were just some, fanatical, strange cult. We weren't really a religion. And they were attacking us like anything, taking devotees away. Even they tried to take me away at one point in time. They would grab you and take you, and then take you off to this place, and and try to convince you that this is all, Krishna is not God, this is demoniac. And, so anyway, so devotees said to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, what can we do to stop these people? So then, 1975, all the leaders came. Prabhupada's going to tell us what to do. So everybody was ready. So everybody came to Prabhupada's room. Prabhupada took his pen. He was looking like this. Very nonchalant, very easygoing. Everybody's waiting for this big revelation. And Prabhupada said, so, they are saying that we are brainwashing? Yes, Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, what is the problem? If the brain is dirty, it must be washed. No. And then Prabhupada looked at his pen a little more. I said, in any case, there's no problem because they have no brain. No. And that was it. No. Devotees went back. Otherwise, Prabhupada was saying, that this is something you have to solve. Just be Krishna conscious. And then devotees went back. In the U.S., they went to the court, and judge says, so do you have any evidence that you are a religion? And they brought all of Prabhupada's books and put it up, many books, and small books, and I think at that time they just finished the 4th canto of the Bhagavatam, and so all 4 cantos and teaching the 5 features of Lord Chaitanya and teachings of Lord Kapila. The teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all these books and so the judge said, we will resume in 1 month. Judge came back after 1 month, said, this is a bona fide religion. Because he read all of Prabhupada's books. No. And he became, I don't know if he became a devotee, but he became very favorable to the devotees. And in Europe, it was like heavy, the German government. It was especially Germany was very heavy. And they, they're heavy people by nature. So the devotees, they didn't know what to do. So the court day came, and they said, so bring your evidence. So the devotees came in with a big kirtan, like about 50 devotees all chanting with a big banner of Lord Nrsimhadev. And they said that this religion is the oldest religion in India. It is coming from thousands of years ago, even before Christianity. And the judge was just overwhelmed. He saw Lord Nrsimhadev, and he said, case dismissed. So this is, so the Bhagavatam says, if you analyze, you're not the leg, you're not the arm, you're not the head. So what are you? You are the spirit soul within. He said, if you keep searching, you will find that you have nothing to do with this material body. So this is the process that the devotees follow. So here it says that a pure devotee can realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Otherwise, if we go to the same example, if you see the reflection of the reflection, there's a reflection in the pot, and the reflection of the reflection is on the wall. This is like Brahman realization. You see something, you see some light, but you don't know where it's coming from. Then, if you go beyond the Brahman realization and you see there's a reflection in a pot, or if there's waves within the pot, you'll see many reflections, just like Paramatma, who is reflected in the body of all living entities. But if you go further, then what is Paramatma's ultimate source? And then we see Krishna. So this is our realization. So Srila Prabhupada, there's one verse in Bhagavad Gita, but I can't remember it. It's 15:15. Anybody? Huh? Yeah. So this is, even Paramatma is very bewildering. No? He has no qualities, no material qualities, but he is the source of all qualities. And so how can we understand Paramatma? No? And he is detached from everything. He is detached from everything. Yet all attachment comes from him. So how can we understand that? So Krishna is not so easy to understand. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada says here that only a pure devotee can understand. This was also stated in Bhagavad Gita, that bhaktya tvananyaya shakya aham ivam vidho arjuna gyatum drashtum cha tattvena pravishtum cha parantapa. That only by pure devotional service can we understand. Krishna says, Arjuna, this can be understood. Gyatum, you can understand, you can have knowledge of me. Drashtum, you can even see me. And pravishtum, you can enter into the mystery of my understanding. Otherwise, you can understand Krishna, you can understand Krishna's forms, you can understand his qualities, you can understand his leelas. Pravishtum. All this comes from pure devotion. Otherwise, we will understand Krishna as Brahman or as Paramatma, or we won't understand him at all. No, like the so-called intelligent professor. He thought he could understand Radha and Krishna, and he could not understand even who he is. I had another experience with the professor. He said to me, why does Prabhupada say all the time, not this body, not this body, not this body? No. He said it so many times. I mean, it's easy to understand we're not this body. So I saw he had some cigarettes. No. So I said, so I see that you smoke. No. So on the package of cigarettes it says, this may be hazardous to your health, but still you continue smoking. No. Until maybe you get cancer or some other disease, then maybe you'll stop. So he said, that's why Prabhupada says we're not this body. We're not. Just like your package said, but you keep doing it. So he says we're not this body, but we keep thinking I'm this body. Even though we may understand theoretically I'm not this body, but we don't understand perfectly. We don't put it into practice. Jnana vijnana sahitam, Krishna says. That we don't just want some knowledge. Just like some devotees take Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava. But if you just understand it theoretically, like I saw many devotees, they take the course and then they come back and they don't do any more service. So I said, what did you understand? No. You took the course before now you're a big Brahmin, so you can't clean the floor anymore. That's beyond me. So what have you understood? If you understood, if you take Bhakti Vaibhava, you should understand all the instructions in the first and second canto, all the instructions of Kapila Dev, how to be humble, how not to perform devotional service in the modes of nature, either ignorance, passion, or goodness, but to go beyond all of that, just like this is what we're studying now in the Bhagavatam. And then you'll understand that one should never offend a devotee by the pastime of Daksha and Shiva. And then you'll understand that whatever responsibility, this is like one of the main questions that people ask me, how can I do bhakti if I have to work? I'm a grihastha, I have to work, I have to do this. So Priyavrata, he had the same dilemma. He was hearing from Narada Muni, and Narada Muni was explaining, no, you should be a brahmachari. He said, this sounds good to me. No. But his father wanted to retire, and he said, I want you to take over the universe. No. Just like sometimes we have trouble managing a temple. Sometimes we have difficulty managing a family. Sometimes we have difficulty managing the mind. No. Imagine managing the universe. No. Somebody tells you, now you have to manage the universe. No. Hare Krishna. So, so he was, and then Lord Brahma had to come and say, yes, you must do your duty. If you really want to be Krishna conscious, then you can do this. You can do anything and still, be Krishna conscious. But if you can't do that, then this is not real Krishna consciousness. If you can't do anything for Krishna, the universe has to be managed. Therefore, accept your duty and remain Krishna conscious, which is the teaching of Bhagavad Gita. What is Krishna telling Arjuna? Arjuna he's a Kshatriya, he has to fight. He doesn't want to fight. Fighting is no fun. Managing the universe is no fun. Better just to chant Hare Krishna. But we're not on that platform. We are still under the control, under the influence of the modes of nature. Just like someone may be in the ocean. If you just fall into the ocean, it's a very difficult situation. But if you're in a boat on the ocean, you will still feel the waves, but you will never get wet. And so you'll be able to move around. So while we're in this body, if we have to do so many things, we will still feel the influence of the modes of nature. But by the influence of Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, just like Krishna says, Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. So patena means we have to have the proper attitude. Pariprashna means we have to hear from Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Sevaya, and we have to put it into practice. So this is Krishna's instruction right from the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. You have to do this. Otherwise, you will be bewildered. So then Srila Prabhupada, he says here, he quotes, he refers to Vishnu Purana, that it said, just as a fire, the illumination of a fire, the fire is in one place, but the illumination goes everywhere. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated in the spiritual world, or in the heart, but his influence is all through the body or all through the universe. As it says in the Svatashvatara Upanishad, that Parasya Shaktir Vividai Vishuyate, that Krishna has unlimited energies, although three principal categories, but unlimited energies. And Swabhaviki Janakala Priyacha, that Swabhaviki. But these energies are acting automatically. Krishna doesn't have to stop and say, all right, I'm sending my Chit Shakti over here and Tatasti Shakti, I got to move them. No, it's happening automatically. Jnana Bala Kriya. All knowledge, all power, and all activity are happening automatically by Krishna's energies. Maya Dakshini Prakriti Suyate Sachara Achara. Krishna is just supervising. He's not supervising. Vishnu is supervising. Krishna, what is he doing? He's in Goloka Vrindavan, playing with the gopis. Natasya karyam karanansha vidyate. He has nothing to do. He's the most irresponsible person in the universe, in existence. He has nothing to do. But he accepts responsibility to show us how we can become irresponsible. Just like we're having Damodar Lila. So Krishna, he's irresponsible. He doesn't get his milk, breaks the yogurt pot, and makes a hole, thinking that if I make a hole, Yashoda will not figure out I did this. But she saw the little hole, she saw the butter everywhere, and so irresponsible. Then he goes and takes the butter from the pots and starts distributing to the monkeys. What he's doing is he's saying to Yashoda, you wanted to keep me from going to other people's houses, and therefore you wanted to make some special yogurt, but look at your yogurt, even the monkeys are not eating it. So, although they were eating, but he wanted to show, your yogurt is only good for monkeys, not for me. I will continue to go to other people's houses. Totally irresponsible. No. This is Krishna. And when the devotees, they also become irresponsible in the sense they chastise Krishna. No. Just like another pastime that's happening, we celebrated today, Tulasi Vivaha, no? Tulasi Shalagram Vivaha. So how did this happen? No. Because in the spiritual world, Srimati Radharani wants exclusive rights to Krishna. No. So when Viraja, Krishna, sometimes he's with other gopis. Of course, ultimately Radharani will accept this. This pastime is, is in a Brahmanda Purana, and that Purana is actually a Purana in the mode of passion. So it's a little, explains everything in a little bit in a passionate way. Sometimes, in order to manifest different Puranas, that there are activities in the spiritual world that appear to be Rajarshik, because Radharani becomes very angry and she curses Viraja. You become a river. And then Vrinda Devi, sometimes she's very attractive, because Vrinda Devi is a manifestation of Yoga Maya. And she's making all kinds of arrangements for Krishna. So sometimes Krishna is attracted by her. And Radharani didn't like this. So she told Viraja and Tulsi Devi, you cannot be here with Krishna. When Sridham heard this, no, and Radharani was chastising Krishna, you don't let these inferior gopis come before me. No, just my friends, Vishaka, Lalita, and the Manjaris, not these other gopis. No, you can see them when I want you to see them. So Sridham didn't like this. Who are you to tell Krishna what to do? You are his maidservant. No. And Radharani didn't like that at all. Said, who are you to chastise me? No. Therefore you will become the son, you will be born in the womb of a demoness. And then he cursed Radharani. He said, well, then you will also go to the material world and be born as a human being. Radharani thought, oh, this is not good. No, this cursing, counter-cursing, just like in the Daksha. No, cursing, counter, everything turned out to be a mess. So because I cursed him, now I have to go to the material world. She started crying. She said, please don't go. But he was fading away. He was drifting. He was going away like this. No, fading off into the distance. No. And he was, and Krishna said, don't worry. You will only be gone for a half a second. In Vaikuntha terms, in Goloka terms, half a second. No. But I can't be without you. And Krishna said, you will always remember me. No, as he drifted off. And he took birth as Shankachuda. No. And Vrinda Devi took birth as Tulsi Devi. But she was very determined. She remembered, even though she was in the material world, she remembered that, well, I just want to serve Krishna. I wanted to be with Krishna, and Radharani didn't like it. So she did austerities for 100,000 years. You can imagine that, no? We do a little austerity like fasting until noon, and oh, I'm so hungry, you know. So she was 100,000 years, and then she got the audience of Lord Brahma, and she said that I want to go back with Krishna. I don't want to be here. And Brahma said, no, your destiny is you will have to marry Shankachuda. No, he's a demon. No. But I will give. She said, the only thing I want is that you help me avoid the wrath of Radharani. And he said, I will give you the Radha mantra. You chant that, and Radharani will be pleased. But you still have to get married to Shankachuda. He said, I don't want that. I want to be with Krishna. But then Cupid came after Brahma left, and whoosh, you know, fired arrow because she had a material body. You know. Even pure devotees, they have a material body, they have to deal with it. You know. Just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he had to get sick, he had to do this, he had to live in a Shakta family. Then he was attracted to Christianity because he thought the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, he just saw these low-class Gaudiya Vaishnavas rolling on the ground and chanting mantras and you know, trying to be something that they weren't. When in Mayapur in 76, Prabhupada came for the greeting of the deities, and there was one Sahajya came in right in front of Prabhupada, and he rolled on the ground, Krishna, Krishna, Radhe, Radhe. You know, and Prabhupada looked at him like this, took his cane, he went, and looked at Ramananda. You know, and Ramananda and one other devotee, they came, picked him up, and put him outside, and Prabhupada smiled. That was his opinion of the Sahajya. So, because of that, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was more attracted, because he was living in the British school system, he was more attracted to Jesus Christ. No, he said, well, he's blissful, he's preaching. And then when he finally came in contact with Mahaprabhu, he thought, oh, he's just like Jesus Christ. No, he's doing this. Of course, he was so much greater, but so even the acharyas, because they accept this body, they have to go through certain experiences. Prabhupada had to get married. Why did Prabhupada have to get married? He's a pure devotee. He's coming from Goloka Vrindavan. No. Because he had to give that example of how to be responsible in marriage. Otherwise, all the devotees would be artificially renouncing, when they have material desires, and then we would have a big mess in our society. And so Kali Yuga is very strong. So all of these arrangements. So Tulsi felt the arrows of Cupid in her heart. And she saw Shankachuda, she married him, and she became very attached to him because they would talk about Krishna. They both were attracted to Krishna. Even though he was a demon and she was a tapasvi, they were attracted to Krishna. They were very happy with one another. But then the big war came. He had to go off to war. He said, I will come back, and then we will finish our lives talking about Krishna. So while he was gone, Lord Narayan, he took the form of Shankachuda. And he came back, and she was saying, oh, my husband's back. He said, yeah, war is finished. And then, but one day, she realized he's very different. He's very different. He never did this before. He never did that before. And he's not showing me the same affection. And she said, what is wrong with you? And he didn't say anything. I don't think you are my husband. And then he took the form of Narayan. He said, no, I am Narayan. So she, still in the material body, became very angry. And she said, you have a heart of stone. You're just like stone. How could you do this? How could you cheat me in this way? She's chastising Narayan. And she said, therefore, I curse you to become a stone. And then he smiled and he said, yes, I created this situation. I knew you would curse me because I want to take this special form as Shalagram. So I will take this form and you will become my wife. I want to be Krishna. No, you will become my wife. And so they were married, and on this day, so many millions of years ago, they were married. Of course, these are all leelas. Narayan is eternal. Shalagram is eternal. Tulsi is eternal. They're always situated, but they do these pastimes so because we are within the limitations of space and time. Therefore we think, oh, yes, Tulsi appeared like this at this time. Narayan came at this time. We think like that. So to facilitate us and attract our minds to Narayan or Lakshmi Narayan or Radha and Krishna or Jagannath Baladev, Subhadra Devi or Gauranitai, they appear. No? They seem to appear. Even though Krishna says, Opichan avayatma bhutanamishvaropi sam. Even though I appear like a little baby or whatever, I never lose my Ishvara bhav. No, I am always the Supreme Personality of Godhead, no matter what. And so, this is the Lord by His mercy. He appears in this way to facilitate us so that we can understand Him in terms of our understanding. And even then, we can't understand. But if we become pure devotees, as we just quoted, Krishna says, that if you become a pure devotee, or if your mind, if your consciousness is pure, then you will understand me. Yogakshemam vaham yaham. If you actually have chintya, you have pure consciousness, ananya chintayanto mam, that your consciousness is ananya, yejana payupasate, and you're always worshipping me, tesham nitya viyuktanam, and you're always together with me, you're always thinking about me, you're always meditating on me, then I will give you everything you need, and also I will preserve whatever you have. Krishna's not talking about material things. He's talking about, Prabhupada explains it very nicely in the purport to that verse. He said, Krishna will give you yoga. He will unite you with thoughts of Him. And preserving what you have means whatever degree of bhakti, whatever degree of bhakti you can achieve, then that will always be preserved. He's not talking about, you have this much money, I will make sure you always have that much money. I will preserve it. And whatever you lack, I have a list of about 150 things. I lack this and this, and a new car, a new house, a new wife, new husband, new everything. No. Krishna will. Not interested in that. That's just under the law of karma. Krishna wants to take us beyond that. So Krishna gives us Shuddha Bhakti, just by applying these principles. So these are some thoughts on this verse, and some thoughts on the Tulsi Vivaha, and also Nimbarkacharya. Nimbarkacharya, he also, his philosophy of all the four sampradayas, his is the closest to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he understands rasa, and he spoke about rasa, development of rasa, understanding Radha and Krishna. So this is a very special day. When we remember these acharyas, then we can understand our reality. We can understand, get their mercy by remembering them on their appearance or disappearance day. Then we get their mercy, and they will reveal to us the esoteric pastimes of Radha Krishna, and they will help us to understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as he instructed them. He appeared to all of these four acharyas and instructed them in a special way. So, we can stop here. Any comments, questions?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. My pranams Maharaj. Thank you so much for such a nice lecture in such a short time, actually. Maharaj, actually my question relates to the point where you mentioned the precaution given by Srila Prabhupada for hearing the Rahasya Leela of Krishna. So at the same time we also see that verse is there, Vikriditam Vrajavatu Idam Cha Vishnu. So that verse says that freedom from the bodily concept is the effect of hearing those pastimes. So how to understand both the things together?
How do we understand any dilemma? How do we understand any dilemma? Otherwise, it's like this, or it could be like this. We understand that our understanding is limited, that both things are true. It's just that we have to become more Krishna conscious so we can understand how two contradictory things can exist side by side. And therefore, to help us understand that, Krishna gives us the association of devotees. And someone will think like this, and someone will think like that. Just like two devotees have to live in the same room. One of them wants the window open, the other one wants the window closed. So how do you resolve that? With humility. And with that humility, we become, we open our mind to understanding. And then things become apparent. There is no contradiction in Krishna consciousness. It's just that the contradiction is within our mind. Because, as I mentioned, we're limited by time and space. We're limited by whatever degree of intelligence we may have. So, therefore, Srila Prabhupada said, Guru Shastra Sadhu, or Narottam Das Thakur, Guru Shastra Sadhu Bhagya Chittite Goriya Aikya. That my consciousness is composed of whatever Guru Shastra and Sadhu say. And if there's some contradiction, then we inquire. And sometimes we inquire, and even the answer may not come. And then what do we do? Exactly what Srila Prabhupada says here. We become a pure devotee. And then we can understand. Just like in 1986, there was a club in Los Angeles called the Gopi Bhava Club. And they decided, we don't need to read Bhagavad Gita. We don't need to, we're studying Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Prabhupada heard about this. He went there. And he started explaining how Krishna consciousness is progressive until we become pure devotees. And then one devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, if I am an eggplant in the spiritual world and Krishna eats me, what happens? And Prabhupada said, you go there and you will find out. So this is how we understand. When we become pure enough, then we can go beyond time and space.
Maharaj, actually, specifically in this case, if we just focus on what Srila Prabhupada has said in general for the people, so there is also a statement by Srila Bhakti
Well, first we focus on Bhagavad Gita, and we understand. Once we focus on the second chapter and we understand we're not this body, then we focus on third chapter and fifth chapter to understand that action is the same as inaction on the spiritual platform. And action is preferred because in this world it's recommended that we serve Krishna. In other words, Bhagavad Gita is recommending that we serve Krishna. So, our focus will become more expanded as we progress in Krishna consciousness. Just like we can find instructions in Bhagavatam that you should do this, if you do it once a month or every day, then you will get this. And then there's something else, and there's something else. So the Bhagavatam is progressive. And then the Bhagavatam progresses to the 10th canto. But then, just like in Bhagavad Gita, the middle 6 chapters are bhakti. So why do you have to go to the 13, 14 and, understand the soul and the super soul and the modes of nature? I already learned about bhakti. Because once you practice bhakti, then you have to know how to preserve it, how to make sure that Maya cannot come and tinge your bhakti with the modes of nature. And so the same thing, you get to the 10th canto, then the 11th canto, Krishna gives further instructions. How do we perform bhakti in the proper way so that is progressive, so that it doesn't become just some sentiment of some sentimental thing, or that we don't have a improper view of Krishna's pastimes and see them according to our own contaminated emotions in this world. So everything is structured perfectly. So you can take one more question. Yeah, one more. You can try the microphone, it doesn't work, or maybe you have the magic touch. There we go.
Pranam Maharaj. Maharaj, we see that in Gaudiya Sampradaya the major emphasis has been on Siksha gurus and the link of Siksha instead of Diksha. But we see that when appointing a Diksha guru, there is a proper check and balance system, which is not present in case of a Siksha guru. So does this reduces the credibility of our Sampradaya, which is focusing more on Siksha gurus?
This is a very, very good question. Actually, I'm part of the Guru Tattva Committee, and we're trying to expand on this. You see, Prabhupada, what happened in ISKCON is that Prabhupada was the Diksha Guru of everyone, and his Guru was his Diksha Guru. But beyond that, everyone was the Shiksha Guru. Actually, Gaur-Kishore Das Babaji and Bhaktivinoda Thakur were each the guru of each other in different ways. Gaur-Kishore Das Babaji took knowledge from Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur took renunciation from Gaur-Kishore Das Babaji. And so, but everything up from there, in every relationship you read to, until we get to the Madhva Sampradaya, then some of them were Diksha Gurus and some of them were Shiksha. But Shiksha is definitely prominent. From the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu down, everything was Shiksha. And Narada Muni, Brahma, how many gurus were in between? Thousands, millions, from Brahma down to now, millions and millions. So, yes, we are Shiksha Sampradaya, but because Prabhupada, Diksha was everything when Prabhupada was here, we our movement kind of inherited that mood, that Diksha is everything. But just like here, we have devotees who are senior devotees, and they are actually Shiksha Gurus. And they may be, in one sense, the main guru in the life of most of the devotees. That's the way it works. So we're trying to bring that more into focus in the Guru Tattva Committee, that we should understand that yes, because Prabhupada did say that if the Shiksha Guru says something different from the Diksha Guru, that is demoniac. Otherwise you shouldn't do it. So a Shiksha Guru also has to be sensitive, that one has the Diksha Guru once we're initiated. So that interaction should be there. But Shiksha is the active principle in spiritual life. Sometimes the Diksha Guru is the Shiksha Guru, meaning they're giving you ongoing instruction. But generally speaking, in our movement, at least at this point in time, one of our leaders, Gauranga Prabhu, he's suggesting in the future that each Diksha Guru should only have 200 disciples. Then it will be there'll be more personal relationship. So, we've done everything up to this point as an emergency. Prabhupada left, the people who took over, started initiating, they were 25 years old, 28 years old, 30 years old. Imagine what we're like when we're 25 years old and you become a guru and then you have thousands of disciples. So it was all emergency. And there were some unfortunate incidents because Prabhupada left and we were not ready for him to leave. But Krishna forced us. So now things are becoming more stable, they become more stable, and now we have to define things in the future so that there's the proper balance between Diksha and Shiksha. Actually, I've been making the point that from my point of view, at least, my vision, that Srila Prabhupada has reinitiated the Sankirtan movement as it was in the time of Mahaprabhu. Just that there's no Mahaprabhu and there's no Rupa Goswami. But we have them because we have their teachings. But Prabhupada has created a society in which there are many gurus and people are taking instruction from here and from there. So we just have to make that more of a reality and understand it that way. And so that will take some time. People right now, they're totally focused on the Diksha Guru, but sometimes that divides us. Here's the disciples of this person versus the disciples of this person. My guru said this. My guru said Varnashram is more important. No, my guru says book distribution is... So these are things that will happen because we're neophytes. And when we stop being neophytes, then it won't happen anymore. So it's the same thing as Prabhupada says here. Best thing to do is to become a pure devotee. Then everything gets resolved. But even pure devotees, sometimes they don't agree. But they know how to not agree. Whereas neophyte devotees are not so expert in knowing how to not agree. So this will take some time. But everything, from the confusion that we had, I remember when just a few days after Prabhupada left and the GBC meetings in 1978, I was there. For some reason, they called me in to help out on some things. I don't know why. But everybody was totally confused. Should we start initiating? Should we wait? Should we do this? Should we do that? And then they decided, well, we have to continue the parampara. And so these things happen. And whatever happened that might have affected the faith of the people, we should understand that was Krishna's test. If you're willing to understand that, and this was existed before, that sometimes even someone who's giving initiation may have difficulty in spiritual life, because Narahari Sakar, he wrote that at the time of Mahaprabhu. He wrote his what's the name? Yeah. Bhajana Shamrita. So, and he says, if the Guru has difficulty, you do this. So, obviously those things were happening even 500 years ago. It's just that we did it in a more magnanimous scale. Because Kali Yuga has become stronger, and we're not Narahari Sakars. We are Prabhu, so-and-so Prabhu or so-and-so Das. So everything will get sorted out. If we just remain faithful to Srila Prabhupada, his teachings, and understand that everything that Srila Prabhupada established is the foundation. And our duty is to take what Srila Prabhupada gives us, teach it. Sometimes we may have to repack it a little bit. As Prabhupada said, old wine in a new bottle. Otherwise, of course we don't drink wine, but otherwise we take it and, okay, here's some people from this culture, that culture, we may have to repackage it. But the essence has to be exactly the same. The understanding that Srila Prabhupada gives us on every verse of the Bhagavatam is the same. That doesn't change. But we may give people a small book, or we may give people a book by Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, which is just kind of an introductory bridge book, because they need that. People are so confused in the U.S. that now children 9 or 10 years old, they're thinking, am I a man or a woman? At 9 or 10 years old? No. And they can't figure it out, you know. I got this body, but Kali Yuga is so difficult that people can be in one body and they think there should be in another one. No. So this is Kali Yuga, and we have to deal with that. Is that okay? So thank you all very much for your kind attention. I pray that this Prabhupada Marathon be so successful and that you all emerge victorious. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Rukmini Dwarka Desh, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi, Shri Gornitai, Govardhan ki jai. Jai Gaur Premanandi. Anand. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.